you doing? Welcome to Hibachi Talk. I'm Gordon with the Tekzar. I'm here with my good old buddy.
What's up, brother?
Drew, the security
Welcome
guy.
back.
Nice to be back.
Missed you last week.
You did a fine job last week. You guys were so hot, you knocked the power out.
Oh yeah, I
That's
played
how
net
good.
on it. The ghost of Angus.
The
was
ghost of
back.
Angus was in the house.
Yeah.
So anyway, we got another good show. We have Sam Moku joining us today. And Sam Moku is with Hawaii Pacific University. He's one of the head honchos over there. He's the vice president of university relations. He's going to talk about their 50th anniversary.
Tonight's a big party.
HPU's 50th anniversary, big
Yeah.
event tonight down at Aloha Tower, where they have opened up their new facility. I'd love to go back to school now. You see how nice it is
You
down
just
there?
went back and did your MBA. Well, how long ago?
Yeah, that's 10 years, bud.
Were you a weekend MBA
I was
or
a weekend MBA,
at
just like you
HPU?
are. And in interest of full disclosure, we are both graduates
both
and alum.
We are both graduates and alum of HPU.
But Sam's real
and
cool.
we love HPU.
Sam's a
I
real
wore my
cool
logo.
guy.
I wore my logo shirt.
Oh, that looks nice on you. Sam's a real cool guy. I worked with him when we were at the Sitting and Counting of Honolulu as well.
Ah, right on.
He was one of the deputy directors over there. And director too, I think. I think he moved around. He could never hold down that one slot, so he just bounced around a lot. So we'll talk about some of that stuff over there. So anyway, we had some good stuff. I had a great
Yeah, tell us about the was it the Buckeyes?
The Buckeyes. I went to the Ohio State football
game.
UH game, and I tell
Small
you,
stadium?
It was a trip. 107,145 people at a football game, and so I ran into the McGullibles.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the McGullibles were there. So Ivor McForklift was there, and Hamish McGullible was there.
They came down from the.
They came down.
They were hunting for Angus.
Their idea of a large crowd is a hockey with 15,000 people in it. That's it. This is a Toronto Maple Leaf tissue box because they never win Stanley Cup. We can just cry every time that goes up. Anyway, so they came down and we had a wonderful time.
And were the Buckeyes crowd pretty quiet? Because the Bows played tough.
It was the coolest of cool because at the end of the first half, people were going, "What's happening here?" And so my hat's off to the UH defense. They did a good job.
Yeah, they played great.
Yeah, offense. Come on, guys, you can pull it together for this weekend. We're looking forward to that UC Davies.
Some points.
Points beat the spread. 38, and the over-under. They beat the over-under, too. So I did not bet on this game because I didn't want to jinx them. Yeah. But I told everybody what I would have bet. So I would have made some money, but I didn't.
Okay.
So that's right. Plus, it's illegal to bet.
You would have been betting Bitcoin anyway.
Yeah,
so
Bitcoin.
They couldn't track you.
I always do Bitcoin. So anyway, so that was very fun. Enjoyed it a lot.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad you're back.
But we did watch your show on Friday.
Yeah, we had Christine Lanning in here, the president of Integrated Security Technologies, my boss.
Your boss, yeah.
Talked a little bit about security, since 9/11. It was fun.
Yeah, I was waiting for her to chew you out a little bit on some stuff, but she was very nice to you.
She was.
You must.
Well, we were really hoping to promote 9/11 in the fall. And our guest would have been great. He just couldn't make it.
Yeah,
so,
that's fine. But it was a good show. You really talked about some really interesting stuff, and it was 9/11 on that date,
Yeah.
so it was very, very appropriate. You had no props, though. I mean, it was barren.
I forgot everything, and some of our gear wasn't here because you weren't here.
That's
so,
right.
You had the gear back.
Yeah, we had Angus with us.
I'm just the co-host. I'm not responsible for much.
Hey, Angus's cousin Raz was at the game.
Okay.
So Raz showed up at the game.
You got any photos?
He had. I don't know. Did I give you a picture of Raz with his relative? I can't remember if I sent it to you. Not this time.
Okay.
Oh, well,
maybe next week.
Next time we'll send it to you. Anyway, so a couple things. Got some news.
Okay.
And you got a security minute.
I do.
You're expanding on your shooter.
Active shooter. We learned some interesting new study came out, so I'll talk about that.
That'll be good on that. So let me give you some news. So this was an interesting kind of week because I was away. So I've got one news story and then something to do with the tech industry.
Okay.
Not so much news, but if you're an employee or working in the industry, you'd be interested in it. But anyway, another hack.
No, not another hack.
Another hack.
Another one that somebody finally found.
This one. How did you know that? So anyway, this is another one that someone found. This is actually hackers have penetrated the IT systems of U.S. health insurer Excelis.
Yeah.
Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and gain access to personal, financial, and medical information of 10 million people. That's 10 million people. Now here's something interesting. The attack occurred in December of 2013. They found out about it on August of 2015.
Yeah.
So they were in there for that period of time, slowly, in my opinion, siphoning records away over that period of time. So hundreds of records, telephone numbers, dates of birth, social security numbers, all kinds of things. So anyway, I just want to give a heads up. So Excelsior said, and I hope I'm saying their name right, Excelis said they will not be emailing anybody to tell them about the hack, but they will sending letters. So if you get any calls, emails or whatever from someone about your account, your blue shot, blue
probably
card,
a
don't answer
little
it.
social engineering.
It's social engineering going on there. So just want to give people a head up on that. But what was interesting, they said that the origin is this Chinese group called Black Vine. And
Okay.
guess who they are? They're the ones that the OM Office of OPM got hacked by,
Oh.
they believe. So it's the same group. They're out there and filtering.
And they've
it.
probably been there. It sounds like some of these hacks have been actually are old, and that's what we're finding, right? The hacks, they've been in there, they've been in place there. It takes a long time to get a real lot of volume of data. Now, data files aren't that big. You know, like Sony, they moved a lot of video out,
Yeah.
which took longer. But you know, those guys, that's their thing. They're not trying to get in and get out. They're trying to get in and hide and stay there and learn and learn and learn.
That's
So,
exactly what they
remember that.
did. They stayed in there and they took that stuff out. So that's the news part. But then I thought
Wow.
another thing report came out this month, and that's on the salaries for IT people.
Okay.
And there's a
In Hawaii or
no?
national-
Well, you only wish these would be Hawaii. But interesting. The top 10 IT salaries for this upcoming year.
Okay.
And just on average, the salary increases for IT professionals are going to go up 6% in
Okay.
2016.
Keeping them, what,
So
4% ahead of inflation
yeah,
or whatever?
so jumping ahead of inflation. But just to give you, and I'm going to give you the top 10. So a wireless network engineer, expect those people to start at over $105,000 a year.
How many of them do you have?
I have a couple. So
They're all going to be beating down your
I
door
know,
for raises
yeah.
now.
So
You
big
sure
da-
you want to share this?
Yeah, I know. I thought about it, but they do read. So, then we got big data engineers. That's
Yeah.
the new one, right? Remember we
Sure.
talked about that a few years ago.
Sure.
So now we're looking at people in high 125 and up
Sure.
for the big data. So that's your analytics that you talk
Sure,
about all
exactly.
the time,
Yeah.
right? All that
and
kind
it's,
of
it's
stuff.
everybody wants feedback on the why. You know, what's the value in these processes in my organization? And so-
Exactly. And so then the other one is we got data scientists. Now we're back into this data again, the big data piece. Now you're looking at people that are going to be probably in the neighborhood of 110,000.
Okay.
You know, that's their starting. You know, this is not their mid-range.
Really?
This is in their base.
It's not
this is their
mature,
base.
it's- okay.
Yes, it's
Interesting.
going. Mobile application developer. You know, you think that would be up there? They're going to be around 115.
Interesting, because a lot of that's sort of offshore, a little bit easier to offshore it. So that's been
Yeah.
the modality anyway.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So data security. Now you'd think that would be up there pretty high. That's going to be around 113 and counting, getting up into that one. So that's another one. Data security officer, 140 and higher. So now you're getting into the senior level type people. So 140 and
IA,
higher in that.
sure,
So
IA.
there's one, if you're thinking about getting into the career side, cybersecurity, we've talked about this. You get into that and become one of the experts in that, you are going to make some coin, and it ain't going to be Bitcoin.
Yeah.
So the next one is
Wow.
developers and programmers. Here's another one, interesting, 80,000. So if you're thinking, gee, I want to be a coder and write code, you're going to put yourself
'Cause that
into
can
the
be
lower.
offshored as well.
that's gonna be- yeah,
Yes,
you can put yourself into that lower pricing range.
I was reading where they're even automating some of that now.
Yeah, so
you know?
that's right. Well,
It's
Boeing
been-
does it a lot
the
of it.
code's built already, right?
Yeah.
So,
About
putting it together.
we had Duffer on here. He talked about how that stuff was
Yeah,
happening.
AI.
with
Yeah, exactly.
Lead application developer. So now you're still in that application side. They're at about the 110s.
Okay.
So they're still not too bad. Network security engineer as opposed to the other security types, 110 and higher. So getting up in that one. And then coming in at number 10 is a software engineer, which is your basic jack of all trades type. Again, and starting in the lower hundreds. 103 and then on up.
Wow.
So, I mean, just talking about this industry and this careers and what's happening in here, I mean, this is what's happening. So if you're going to school,
what do you get the
Start
most
studying.
need for? Like in what you guys? I know you handle a lot of different pieces of
I'm
the
in,
industry.
we don't do the big data side, so we're not
Okay.
in that space, and we don't do application development stuff.
Okay.
But we're all in that other space.
All the
And so
engineering
all the
and-
engineering
and
stuff. And we're always
provisioning.
out there looking and looking and looking. As a matter of fact, we got probably another 8 or 10 potential new hires in the pipeline.
Wow.
So just bringing them on because
And
of
did
the
you
work.
see what's Hawaii unemployment's at what 3% or something?
Yeah.
Very low.
Yeah,
So
it's very,
where
very
are you
low.
finding them?
Um,
You importing them? Or
I'm
they
not-
just, you're not going to say?
I'm not
I was
going to
talking
your
to the folks
office.
at Tech Systems the other day.
Yeah. I'm not going to your office, and we are using tech systems.
Yeah.
We ought to have them come in.
I asked Austin and some of that. I went to school with him actually at
Okay.
HPU.
Yeah,
So yeah, so I think we'll get him on.
We should have them come in and talk about it. So that's how I'm bringing them in through tech systems and out there. I got a couple of resumes at my desk today. You send me stuff from time to time.
Sure.
Brian, we've had him on the show. We squeak over at HPU and see if we can get some interns out of them. So we've got different ways of doing it.
Good
so
deal.
kind of cool. So anyway, you're going to give us an update on your security minute on what's
I think
happening.
we have a shot though first. Guys.
Oh, got one tech job. See, I'm out of practice. So anyway,
Yeah, you slipping.
I'm slipping.
Just
Okay,
just
so
a
let's
moment.
do got. See, that's why you're here. That's why you're here, to make sure
Keep
I
us
stay on
honest.
track. So anyway, we got, got one tech job. I found, this is a great one. This is
It is. Oh, who's the driver?
That's, guess what? That's Ivor McForklift.
Yeah.
So he sent me this picture and I went, look at the ding on the back of that forklift, right?
Is that his?
That's his forklift.
Oh, he's
nice.
not a good. Was that a keg he's got strapped on? That's why he wrecks it, or what?
Yeah, everybody thinks that's propane. Wrong. Anyway, so that's Ivor McForklift, and like I said to him the other day there, I said, nice ding on the back.
Got one tech job, Ivor.
He tried to give me all kinds of excuses on why why that happened. Oh, it wasn't me. Yeah, right. That's your forklift.
I think he's hit that one a bunch.
Anyway, got one tech job, so I could not help but use it.
Right on,
anyway,
Ivor.
Let's now we go from the other side to.
What did he think about the Buckeyes?
Oh, he had so much fun, but he's never seen that many people together in one section in his entire life.
All right.
So tell us about your
Sure, security minute. Let's go. There's a quick image for you, but the reason I thought this was important is because we talked about the profiling and the information that FBI had shared with the United States on their study recently, and it's very difficult to profile these active shooters. But a research team, some guys from New York, but handled out of Ben Gurion in Negev, which is actually an Israeli house, did some work on some analytics for handwriting. And specifically, they looked at it's text-based computation, and it's a personality profiling tool. And so we understand the problems with profiling. But this is using like vector semantics, which involves constructing a number of vectors that represent personality dimensions and disorders, and they're analyzed automatically by computer to measure the similarity with text written by human subjects. So this study is pretty good. They took 6 active shooters, people who had actually been involved in major scenarios worldwide, including the Virginia Tech massacre, and put them in with 6,000 bloggers who had to date not been active shooters. And they weren't able to actually pinpoint a single person, but they were able to sample that down to 3% of that population, and all the active shooters were in that population. So the idea is that we could maybe do a screening to detect people with a personality that has a penchant for this, and then maybe tie that to some other behaviors, and maybe just use that to more rapidly determine if someone needs some help. Maybe we need to get them to a forensic psychologist for further detail. So, the idea was just to be able to gain a little more validity by ranking and prioritizing perhaps people that have been through a process of screening like this.
This is pretty invasive, though. What do you think?
It's real invasive. It's real invasive. And so, and they talked about that quite a bit. They understand that, they're definitely the ethical considerations are inevitable, and they're not ready to implement this. It's just I think they were interested to know they could create an analytic that delivered this type potential. And so that's what the research was about. So I thought I'd share that because we, again, there's really no way to tell, as we talked about before, who's going to become an active shooter.
Right, but that
still stands.
Got to pay close attention. Got to pay close attention.
If you see something, say something.
So guess what? We're coming up on Lua time. I got to take a break.
I'll go get Angus.
You go get Angus.
And we'll have Sam.
And we'll get Sam, and we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
Hi, my name's Cindy Matsuki, and I host the show High Growth with HTDC on ThinkTech Hawaii. This is the show where we talk about all things tech, innovation, entrepreneurship, and manufacturing, because there's so many things going on in Hawaii and more people should know about them. So this is the program that you can come and find out about all the things happening in Hawaii. And this show also airs on Olelo 54 along with ThinkTech Hawaii. And it broadcasts live every other Tuesday at 3 p.m. So don't forget, check out the show Tuesday, 3 p.m. every other week. High Growth with HTDC. Thanks.
Aloha, my name is Jim Sean, and I'm host of a show called Education Movers, Shakers, and Reformers. Each week, live streaming at noon on ThinkTech Hawaii, we interview people who have special insights into education, from early education through K-12, all the way through higher education and beyond. Both public and private are areas we're interested in. We dig deeper. We try to find out what it's really like to be involved in making change, advocating for it, how you reform, what people's philosophies are in reforming it. As I said, we're live streaming every Wednesday at noon on ThinkTech Hawaii. And later on, you can find these interviews on YouTube and on the Hawaii Educational Policy Center website. We hope you join us as many times as possible. Aloha.
Aloha, this is Alice V. Hagan from ThinkTech Hawaii Business Education Spotlight. My show is a bi-weekly show on Thursday from 3 to 4 p.m. We invite interesting people, entrepreneurs, fascinating leaders who contribute to the social economic well-being of our state. Please tune in to my show, Business Education Spotlight, ThinkTech Hawaii, bi-weekly, Thursday, 3 to 4 p.m. Aloha.
Hi, I'm Ethan Allen. I host Likeable Science on ThinkTech Hawaii, and I do this because I care about science literacy in Hawaii. I want to spread the understanding that science is a vital and interesting part of everyone's life. I want to make sure the broadest possible spectrum of people understand the beauty and the value of science and realize that science plays out each and every day of their lives. I want you to understand that science is fun. So we bring onto this show each week guests who are scientists, from astronomers to zoologists, and we talk about what they do and how they do it. But most importantly, we talk about why you should care about their work, why you should see that their work has value and impact on your life. So I hope you'll join us Fridays, 1 p.m. here on ThinkTech Hawaii. You can watch us via live stream. You can watch us recorded on Olelo, and you can see us each week. We hope you'll join us.
Well said.
Hey, welcome back to Hibachi Talk. Guess who we got? Angus is in the house. He's back from the great north where he went with Gordo, I think, recently. Angus, what do you got for us today, buddy?
Aloha, Drew. How you doing there, lad?
Very well, man. Good to see you.
We missed you. We missed you.
Yeah, I missed you too.
You know, I've been watching around. There's a wee bit of an election coming up. Did you notice that?
An election?
Yeah, an election. So I thought, you know what I would try to do is find some really cool quotes from really cool people. So I got three election quotes for you guys.
All right.
So here's one. No man's life, liberty, or property is safe while Congress is in session. I lost my hat, but that's okay. I didn't need it. Anyway, the next one. I got another one going. Government's first duty is to protect the people, not run their lives.
Right.
Ronald Reagan, he said that one. And my other, Margaret Thatcher. She was a real sweet lassie. Margaret Thatcher, she was the Prime Minister of Great Britain. And so here's what she said. The problem with socialism is that you eventually run out of other people's money. I like that one. That was really cool. But my other one is, my all-time favorite one was like, if pro is the opposite of con, what is the opposite of progress? That would be Congress. Anyway, that's my
You did some homework for that.
But anyway, I want to talk to you about this wee technical project I found, this wee cool thing at Kickstarter. You know, Kickstarter's got this wee thing where you can invest in money and do all kinds of neat stuff. Well, this Berkeley robotics company, Open ROV, releases Trident, a new affordable underwater drone.
Okay.
It is really, really cool. Now, it's not out yet, but you ought to go check it out. It's an underwater drone that you can stand on shore, and then you can let this wee drone drive all around underwater, chasing and scaring all the fish. But you do other kinds of things. I think we got a picture. Look at this thing. It's really, really neat. And so I think, we're talking about all that drones in the sky and the air and so on. Look at this puppy. This is really, really a cool thing.
Except if you lose it, you'll never find it.
There you go. But that's true, lad. That's true. But it's on a tether. So you get up to a 100-meter tether that it goes on. But then you control it wirelessly from the shore on the tether.
Okay.
It's really, really a neat thing. So look at that thing. It's just terrific. So I'm looking into buying one of those. And guess what? $2,000.
$2,000?
The $2,000. Angus has another heart attack on the money. But you know what? I'm going to put a wee bit in the Kickstarter and see what happens. We'll see what goes. So, it should be coming out sometime next year. So watch for this one. But I try it, everybody. Go check this out. Trident underwater drone. Anyway, that's my gadget for the week. And we'll find out something next week. And anyway, everybody, remember, let your wind gang free wherever you be. Aloha.
Good job. Angus is getting into drones now, man. How many toys does he have, and where does he get the funding? I think he gets it all from Gordo, if you really want to know the truth. I don't know. I don't know what he's paying me to be on here, but anyway, drones. I did visit the Hawaii Drone Club. Had a presentation at Infogard this week, so drones are big and hot. So get into them; they're fun. Anyway, we got Sam Moku in the house. Sam, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Where'd
How
you
you
get the
doing,
hat?
buddy?
Looking a little bit like Angus.
I found Angus's little hat and hair.
You stole his hat there, Sam.
Right on,
Yeah,
right
I do.
on.
I do like the shirt, though.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I do
Gordo.
like that shirt.
the
I mean,
Thank
it's-
you.
yeah,
Nice.
Thank you very much for the
Yeah.
shirt.
So-
Represent.
Truth be told, Sam brought a green shirt, and you can't wear a green shirt in the studio.
I would have had a floating head.
So he would have had a floating head. So
Yeah.
we'll have that for Halloween if you want to check back.
Yeah, so Sam, you're the vice president at Hawaii Pacific University?
Of what, student affairs? University
I'm
affairs?
the vice president that does everything that nobody else wants to.
One of those guys.
awesome.
The guy with many hats, including Angus's hat.
Various duties
I like
as
it.
assigned.
Yeah, various duties as assigned.
So we always go back, we try to get a little background on our guests, right? To find out, things about them, local style, so on, things like. So the first one we always like to ask is, so where did you go to school? And I don't mean university.
High school,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
I am a Damien Memorial Monarch.
Ah, right on, right on.
Yeah.
We don't, you have to tell us the years, doesn't it?
Well, you can. My son-in-law is a Damon Memorial Monarch.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know what year though. That's the question.
1982.
Okay, well, I'll have to check with him and ask him when that was. I think he was in around the same time.
Yeah.
Rasmussen.
No, yeah, John. Well,
No, you're John, the
there was
brother,
John,
right?
Yeah, and then
No.
Yeah, no.
See,
Yeah,
look at
yeah,
that.
yeah.
This is how it works.
Yeah.
This is how we
That's
do
Hawaiian
it.
style, baby.
So you went to Damien, and then
Went
after
to
that,
Damien, went on to the University of Hawaii. Played football for them.
Oh, yeah.
Dick told me in
Okay.
82 to 86, and
Oh.
just by chance in our senior year, we played against Michigan at the Aloha Stadium, and the quarterback was Jim Harbaugh.
Wow.
Oh.
Right on.
Oh, Schembeckler.
How did you, what'd you play? Did you play defense or offense?
Defensive back, corner.
Nice. Did he throw on
He
you?
threw on me. And
Threw on everybody?
He didn't. The receiver didn't catch the ball, but the score was a lot closer. It was 27-14, the final.
Oh,
See?
right on.
We were
right
tough.
on.
We had a
Big
tough
blue.
defense.
Yeah. And he was a high draft choice, huh?
Yeah,
Harbaugh.
yeah. I think he was a Heisman Trophy winner.
Heisman
that year.
Trophy
That was
winner.
his
Oh, that's
senior
right. I
year.
think so,
I think
yeah.
he was a Heisman
yeah,
Trophy
Heisman is usually the kiss of death too.
Yeah.
Except our young man does not seem to be doing too bad right now.
He's doing awesome.
Our St. Louis guy.
Yeah,
So
he's making Hawaii proud.
our
Yeah.
ambassador,
Yeah.
he's really doing
Yeah.
a fine job.
So I got my bachelor's at the University of Hawaii, then I ended up getting my master's there also.
Okay.
Went on and
What'd you study?
just MBA. Just got my MBA.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing specialized.
What do you mean?
in that,
I
right?
just got my.
I didn't want to specialize in anything, but
He
broad
got his like
administrative.
40 years later. but,
That's
you know.
true.
Yeah. Then after that, got into the workforce, did some, believe it or not, some life insurance sales back early on in life.
Oh, like State Farm.
Equitable.
Equitable, okay.
Yeah. So got into that for a little while, and then I worked up at Kamehameha Schools.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Yeah, in fact, Kamehameha Schools, I was a little dorm advisor there, and that's how I was able to get back to get my master's
Okay.
in business.
Business.
From Pauahi's legacy helped me.
Well, there you go.
Yep. Then, as we move forward, started up my own little coffee shop right downtown. We got into the business before Starbucks came into town, so I had a little shop down at Aloha Tower.
Okay.
Did that for
Wow.
about 7-8 years, and then government pulled me in, and I said, okay, time for a change. Starbucks cannibalizing the market, time to look for something else.
Wow.
Right.
So I got involved with the legislature. I was Bob Hoag's chief of staff when he was a senator back
Oh,
then.
wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah. I was his chief of staff, and then he tried to make a run for Congress, helped them try to get him in there, but it didn't work out. So after that, I moved to the Department of Hawaiian Homelands. I was there for about 7 years, and then moved over and worked with Gordo at the city and county.
Yeah, so at Hawaiian Homelands, that must have been fun.
Yeah, it was, even till today, I run into families who I've helped get into homes, and they just always,
awesome.
it's a good feeling when families who, are working hard to get their first home on, Hawaiian Homelands Day.
Oh, yeah, it's-
Brings a tear to your eye,
Wow.
really.
Yeah, and
so-
they're, and they're there and they're just so appreciative. And,
Yeah, very
I
appreciative.
wish that we could crank out more so more of them
Yep,
could get there.
Yep.
So how'd you meet Bob Hoag? Did he come by the coffee shop? I was wondering if I could
I
put.
think the relationship was because of sports, right?
Okay.
He was a sportscaster.
So he knew you from-
So he knew me from sports, and then we just kind of connected. And when I heard he was running for office, I said, hey, let's help you out, you know.
Right on.
So
Cool.
do the whole sign waving and everything.
Oh, yeah,
right,
I know.
right,
Do you
right.
remember those days?
Oh, my arm was
Yeah,
getting sore.
sign waving.
Yeah.
It's not one of my favorite things to do. But now you were
So-
at the sitting and counting, who I jokingly
Sitting
call.
and
Now,
counting.
you did hold a number of roles there because, you had an MBA and you were multi-talented and multifaceted.
Well,
So,
ultimately, it ended. The interesting part is my father, back in the 1960s, all the way till 80, until I graduated in 82. He was a city and county employee.
Oh,
And
okay.
so it's kind of in our blood because my sister was there, Jean, for
Oh.
many years. So it was, I grew up in the city and county family. So after
see.
school, I would have to catch the bus and wait for my father in his office, and he was in the fiscal department.
Okay.
And he was known as the Hawaiian happy jolly guy. Wherever I meet the retired city and county folks, they talk about my father a lot.
Awesome.
Clarence. Yeah.
It's hard to be in budget and finance and be happy.
Yeah.
I was a pretty Moku group. No,
Yeah, all
we're
the
all pretty
Mokus.
Moku.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. But he, they talk about him a lot because back then you didn't have too many. My father was pure Hawaiian,
Wow, okay.
who was in administrative positions. during
Yes,
that
senior
time.
level
senior
position.
level
Yeah.
positions, and
cool.
he made us proud. So my sister went on, and then I came
you
in,
came
and
in?
then I came in and closed the loop.
Yeah,
That's the last of the Mokus.
call-
That was the last of the Mokus.
Last of the Moku. We had
Moku, yeah.
Moku. That's right.
Right.
Is Jean still there?
No, she's retired.
Oh, yeah.
She retired about a couple of years ago. Yeah, and she was there for 30 years.
Yeah, she was
Wow.
there for
Yeah.
a long time.
Yeah, she moved all over.
Yeah,
in all the different
she worked
departments.
in different departments, but she was always happy.
Always happy.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
The glass was always.
Sam's always happy.
Yeah, you're always
So it's
happy.
just-
So.
I'm always-
So-
my middle name is Haoli, which is happy.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
That-
Not Howley. Howoli.
Not
Haoli.
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 Haoli. Haoli Makahikiho. Yeah,
I
yeah.
tell everybody my Hawaiian name, Hao Lee, his Chinese
Hao Lee.
ancestry.
I see.
But that didn't go to work. So tell us now. Now you've transitioned over. You're at HPU. It's their
Yep.
50th anniversary. Right? 50th anniversary.
50th anniversary. In fact, yesterday we had a great event, one of our biggest fundraisers down at Aloha Tower. We opened up. We turned a beautiful educational space into a dining experience for the
Wow.
business people in downtown Honolulu. But yesterday was the official day, September 17th, 1965, when
Wow.
the official start of HPU,
Which was
Hawaii
Hawaii
Pacific
Pacific
College.
College, yeah.
Hawaii Pacific College. Governor was there, mayor was there. We honored an alum who is the president of the Marshall Islands, Christopher Lowack. He came into town to receive the Paul C.T. Liu Distinguished Alumni Award. And he really shared some things from the heart about the Marshall Islands and the plight that they're going through right now. But it was
Sure, they're losing
great.
their land, right? Aren't they? They're sinking and a lot of issues out
It was a great event. And then tonight, I'm gonna see you guys there. We're gonna be having a huge celebration of almost 900
That's awesome.
guests will be coming down,
gonna
faculty,
be-
staff, alum, community guys will be coming in, and we'll be enjoying fireworks also. 7:30.
Nice.
So that's the part I think that people don't realize about Hawaii Pacific University, right? Is it's 50 years old.
50
There's a
years.
lot of graduates from around the world
Yes.
from this university.
Yes.
And it always gets kind of like this low profile, not
We're
up there in
on
the
the
Not
first
anymore.
page. We're always on the back.
But now with the new campus and all, I mean, we've got a little gateway,
Yeah,
so I think it's
yeah.
going to be good.
Yeah. That
think it's
Aloha
time.
Tower. Aloha Tower really, we put a stake in the ground in downtown Honolulu for HPU,
Oh.
and it's the lawn, the front lawn of HPU now.
It is. So let's hold that. We'll talk about where you're going to
Okay.
go, what's happening next and so on. We got to go pay a few bills. This time is rocketing by like it always does. And we'll be back in just a minute.
Hi, Jay.
Hi, Keith.
My name's Keith Bettinger.
I knew that.
And I'm the host of ThinkTech Asia.
I knew that too.
Here on ThinkTech.
Fabulous. You got a great show going, Keith.
Thank you very much. And for our viewers out there that are interested in ThinkTech Asia, it airs every Tuesday from 4 to 4:45, and it can be accessed online at thinktech.com.
Yeah, so what kind of guests you like?
Well, we have a number of guests from academia, practitioners of international affairs. Sometimes we have military officials. Sometimes we have public officials on the show. And our goal, we try to talk about current issues in South Asia, Southeast Asia, East Asia, and Central Asia, all throughout the Asian realm in more depth than you would find in traditional mainstream
That's the
media.
difference, isn't it?
Exactly.
That you're reaching out beyond what ordinary news media would do.
Right. We're
And
trying
that's
to,
why we like you so much.
we're trying to provide a thinking person's perspective, an intelligent perspective on what's going on, and we're both sides of the story, or even when there's more than two sides, we try to cover every angle. And I think that that's one of the big benefits that we provide here at ThinkTech, is it's a really innovative source of educational programming for the people of Hawaii.
You're great, Keith. You are a great host. You got a great show going on. I watch it every week.
Thanks very much.
Why don't you
Jay.
guys watch it every week too, okay?
4:45 to 4 to 4:45 every Tuesday.
Aloha, how you doing? Welcome back to Hibachi Talk. I'm Gordo the Tekzar, got my co-host here, Anna the security guy, and our great guest here, Sam Moku.
Aloha.
From Hawaii Pacific University. Thank you so much for being here, 50th anniversary.
And the vice president of everything. So
You're
tell
the vice
us what
president
that.
of
What have you
everything.
been up to for prepping, man? What's it like? for
So,
all these
so now
events?
getting this ready and what's happening forward. So let's talk a little bit about this. You've got this brand new facility down
Right.
at Aloha Tower. And I tell you, there's a lot of curmudgeons out there that think that this might not have been the right thing to do. I am au contraire to me. I think it's the right thing to do because that place has struggled and suffered since it started.
Yeah, so when we completed construction right at the end of August, we moved in 278 students on the second floor. We've packed the house, we filled all of the dorm spaces, and now that classrooms are happening right now, students are moving up and down 4th Street Mall.
Yep.
You know, I go into the offices, talk to some of the general managers in the buildings over here, and they say you can feel the difference that HPU is bringing down this end of downtown Honolulu.
And you're in this building too. So
We're in
you're
this-
in,
yeah,
you're
we
in
just-
this building.
yeah.
Actually, we moved out of our, or
Business.
ThinkTech
Oh,
moved out of their
right,
studio
right.
to accommodate HPU coming into that space.
Right, so we moved our College of Business on the 6th floor, and then on the lobby area, we have College of Business classrooms for our students, so.
So
Awesome.
this is, this is, you guys are sitting right on the cusp. I mean, the rail station is going to stop
Yes.
Right.
right
there.
there.
Yes.
I had to remind the HART people, the rail people, that HPU is a closer university to the rail station than the
Than
University of
UH.
Hawaii.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
You know, you've got Leeward Community College and,
Yep.
and Oahu Community College along the route, right?
Right.
But, right here is where you've got a spot. So you're talking, if you're living in the Ewa side and you want to go to Hawaii Pacific University, this is going to be super convenient.
Yeah, we just had a meeting with Hart last week, and they were commenting that the rail station in front of Aloha Tower Marketplace, as well as the one by Ala Moana, will be the most highly used stations.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna be
and
the
so
drop.
this is basically an epicenter right here that students, business people, the community, and smart transportation. We don't have a lot of parking. Parking has always been an issue at Aloha Tower.
Right.
So we're asking our students to ride the bike, ride a moped, catch public transportation. So we're trying to work all that out with, DTS and HART. Yeah.
I like how you said that, DTS.
DTS.
Department of Transportation.
Department of Transportation.
We all have those experiences
Yes,
in there.
yes,
So,
yes.
and what Mark gave us reached out a tweet to us saying,
Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Mark.
Aloha.
We appreciate.
All right.
Our follower count's getting way up there now. I mean, we got Mark, we got the McGullible, and we got McForklift. We're up to 3.
Nice.
So,
Angus-
Sam,
it's-
you're a draw.
Angus
That's
is the
why.
draw. I think Sam was the draw.
Yeah,
today.
No.
So any particular business focus from the classrooms that are downtown, down in this
Yeah,
location?
so on the second floor, 278 beds for students. On the ground floor, we have 3 classroom spaces, one that can hold up to 300, others that, between 50 and 100. So faculty are just so excited about using that. We have faculty and student lounge, as well as a learning commons. So the ground floor is about a 60-40 split between HPU use and retail.
Okay.
So, we got, Gordon Biersch will stay there, Hooters will stay there, Nashville's is coming in, Barnes & Noble is down there. Our team is working on bringing in, the Boston Pizza, Palama Mini Mart, Market, the Subways, the Taco Del Mars, more kind of the food stuff.
Yeah, so the students have a place, have a place to go.
Right.
Within that close, secure, and safe area.
Yep.
What about Wi-Fi? You got wireless throughout, so they've all
Wi-Fi throughout the campus, and one of the important things, as down there at Aloha Tower, we realize that the tourist industry is important. So we are on an active harbor, and Pier 10 brings in cruise ships. So we're trying to work with the HTA, Hawaii Tourism Authority, and trying to do some synergies there on welcoming our tourists to Hawaii. Irwin Park, which is in front where people park their cars, we just celebrated their 85th anniversary.
Wow.
And back in the day, Royal Hawaiian Band played, welcoming the tourists from the cruise ship, and the lay makers were all there. So there's a lot of interesting partnerships that we can put together to draw the community back down.
So you're gonna have to put some, that park was not particularly well maintained.
Correct.
So
Well, I hear they're going to rebuild a park, or maybe get rid of the parking there and have a park back.
Yeah,
which would be awesome.
Right, so we're working with harbors, with DOT, Department of Transportation, HART, and Michelle Matson and her group to figure out how we plan on getting to that point of turning it into an actual park.
Yeah, try to reclaim some green down there. It'd be nice.
Oh, I know.
Park space.
They had fountains down there back in the original days and so
Yeah.
on. It really was a great spot.
Yep.
So again, we're bringing back some of that old school and then the new school and such. Now, what about athletic facilities or
Yeah, I
anything
heard
like that?
I heard there might be a stadium or
in the
room of some
beginning,
type?
the plan was to utilize Pier 10 to build a NC2A gymnasium, basketball gym.
Okay.
But the cost was too prohibitive.
Okay.
And with the ship coming in, and it was just too complicated to work out that deal. So we didn't pursue that. So now we're just focusing on just the space that we have right now.
Right.
But Harbors has plans for other build outs around there to connect 4th Street Mall down to Aloha Tower.
Aloha Tower to make it even
To
easier
make
to get
it
across
easier
the limits and
across,
so on.
right.
Well,
Yeah, we need a bridge. A little bridge would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, the rail will bring a bridge.
Actually,
Yeah,
that's right.
yeah,
Hart's
yeah.
bringing a bridge,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's
Awesome.
part. So there's another thing you think that. Well, Hart's bringing this bridge, and it's just for Hart, but it's not. I mean,
That's
it's
for
now
everybody.
joining these two
The
locations.
Mauka to the Makai.
Mauka to the
Yeah.
Makai. You don't have to cross the road.
Yeah.
It's going to make it so much easier to get down to Gordon Biersch.
Yeah.
I kind of like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you can see all the students. 'Cause I park down there when I come to the show. The student it's apparent. I mean, it used to be a couple people crossing the street.
Yeah.
And now there's, every time the light changes, there's a dozen. It's
Easily.
constant.
Yeah, it's constant.
So there's just so much more activity. It's great.
So
It's amazing.
good. You think it's going to help with recruiting?
Definitely. The makeup of the students that are living upstairs, I would say, is roughly 50% are from international,
Okay.
and then maybe another 40% that are from the mainland states. Very small percent locally, but it's a real diverse mix upstairs.
So that's an interesting thing. So this is, that's why I like going to the HPU so much, was the diversity of the student mix when I was there.
Yeah.
And, not only was it diversity of where they were from, but also the careers they were in or they were getting into. They brought in, just great, diverse and different ways to look at things.
The perspectives were
Yeah.
amazing.
It's
You,
not-
you would have never gotten that out of just a North American student body, right?
No.
The European, Asian, I got to COM, and so it was just, it was amazing what I learned.
Yeah, it was great. So I'm thinking, 10% of Hawaii resident students are going to HPU.
Yep.
But that's still a large number.
Yep.
It'd be about 1,000 students, right? It'd be in the
Yep,
neighborhood of 1,000
1,000
students. So we're looking at, with the convenience of rail, the opportunities that the university provides. I think this is going to, people are going to, 5-10 years now, going to go, you know what? This was not a bad idea.
Yeah, and we hope that the community and the business, downtown business community recognizes our importance in downtown Honolulu.
So it begs another question. So can any of the businesses, can we have an opportunity to use some of the facilities? Obviously for a fee, but you've got these large classrooms.
Yes.
You've got these larger areas for student events. Not all classes are after hours.
Yep.
So there may be, is there some synergies there?
Yes, so on the second floor, overlooking the harbors, there's some open spaces where you guys will be tonight, overlooking the harbor that's available. Actually, the interior spaces, the center atrium is available. The Pacific Fellows, Century Fellows are coming in October to do a little showcase for them. We have a conference coming up on October 21st, this Buy and Build Green type of conference coming in just for the day. So there is a lot of interest in utilizing spaces at Aloha Tower. And yes, we do have fees, but it depends, alum, if you're a nonprofit, we can negotiate
Those kinds of things.
Yeah.
Well, even, I'm just thinking if you bring in even smaller events or, that come in that handle a couple hundred people or
Yeah,
so on,
yeah.
it's going to be perfect. The Executive Center Hotel, which is just up the street, which is not as costly as Waikiki, right? So
Right.
you're, from an affordability standpoint, you won't need to rent a car.
Yep.
Right? You can just you can just get right down. When the rail's in, you can get the rail at the airport, come right down, get off, hotel, everything going on in that
Conference
space.
spaces, right.
Conference space right in that location. Another, I think, pivotal point on this.
So last night, when we had our little fancy dinner, we were able to have about 250 guests, and we turned the place into this gorgeous banquet dining hall, and the downtown community was very, very impressed.
So where did you get the food from? I just think that's
Well, that's what that was something that the logistics we're getting used to kind of this programming of all these spaces and doing all of these events. So last night was really, we took it to the tilt. So we catered. We had to cater in food. We had an event planner. He looked in exactly how many tables. So we got a good feel now. We got a good feel that what we can handle and what we cannot handle. And I think we're going to get there eventually where every single day something will be happening.
Oh,
Wow,
that's awesome.
that's incredible.
So
Yeah,
we're actually, it's hard to believe, we're actually burned through another lunch hour, but you
Just
want to
like
give us
that.
a couple of websites to check out that people should go to or anything like that?
Yes, so go to www.hpu.com/50th anniversary.
All right.
And you'll see all the events
And
that are
you'll see
going
all the
on.
events that's going
and
on.
if future students want to come and look at possibly becoming a
HPU
regular
grad.
HPU grad,
Email smoku@hpu.edu. That's my email address. Ekomomai, you are welcome to come.
bring it out. I just
Beautiful.
love it. Awesome. Anyway, all of our guests get a autographed solo cup. We haven't autographed it yet for the day. Yours is number 34.
All right.
Number 34. So we're tracking these now because they were.
I was number 40 at UH.
So these
We'll
were-
have you back in 6 weeks.
Yeah, these were showing up mysteriously. What do you call them? They were being hacked, so to speak. Anyway, we're going to give you this for showing on our show. Sam, it's a pleasure having
Thank you,
you here. It
Gordo.
was great.
Aloha.
Thanks, Angus.
Andrew,
Yep.
that's terrific. And we want to thank all of you. Please follow us on ThinkTech. Look for us on Hibachi Talk. Watch for Angus out there. And just remember, everybody, how you doing?
Good job. You do that now.